Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Whiskey Gas Garage. My name is Chad Scott and I'm your host, and we're making progress. The world's only Lincoln Log Cabin living room luxury limousine with love is making progress. We've got three sides of it completely done. You saw in the last episode, I was up on the deck telling stories. I might go back up on the deck and tell another story at the end of this episode. I'd stay tuned just to find out if I do or not. Probably will. Anyway, we've got our hole cut here. We're getting ready to do all kinds of stuff. Now, the kind of cool thing about having a hole in the back, and the reason we saved this, is I've still got to get stuff in and out of there that won't fit up through the sunroof. So, the sunroof is our way that we get in and out of the top of the Lincoln bedroom up there. So, got a hole cut in there, and that's going to be for our AC unit and for our vent window that's going to open and close in the back. It's 12 by 16 window. Really going to be a good system to keep air flowing, keep fresh air in there if we want it. But on this episode, we got to do insulation, we got to do electrical, we got to do siding on the inside, we got to put a mattress in it, we might even hang up a I love this cabin sign. I don't know, I haven't bought one, but I saw one on Marketplace for $5, and I may go and buy it. Either way, we've got all of this work we've got to get done on this episode, so you all hang in, hang out, and hang on. All right. Hey, we're going to take you for the first time into the actual Lincoln Log Cabin bedroom, unfinished from the inside. You guys have seen it from the outside. Yes, we still have our rocking chair up there because we might go up there and tell stories. We've got our ladder. We haven't mounted it yet, but we're going to try to do that on this episode. But so to get into the Lincoln Log Cabin, you're going to come in through this door, and then we've taken the back seat out. Partially because we're putting a small kitchenette back here, and partially because we caught it on fire. Yes, you heard that exactly right. We caught it on fire and burned a little bit of our headliner there when we were welding on the frame for the Lincoln Log Cabin. It happens. It doesn't make it bad. We're going to make it all better and beautiful. But to get in here, you got to go into the limousine, which is still, she looks pretty good. She still looks like a limousine. I've got lots of whiskey in here. That's really what matters. And then to get up to the cabin, you just go up through the sunroof here. So if you're looking forward this way, oh, I got a nice echo in my voice. I like that. You look forward this way, that will be the sleeping area. And what we've essentially got here is the ID on this, the inside dimensions on this is 36 inches. So we've got 36 inches of width, and that's actually the width of our mattress as well. We have our mattress is 36 by 80. So plenty of room to sleep two people. And then you've got a 36-inch height up here. So, and it goes all the way around, and then right back here to our window that we just cut out for our air conditioner and for our window that's going to go back here. And you can see we've got all our hurricane straps strapped into it, strapping it on. I'm going to put additional hurricane straps at the top of each of these posts. You can see that it's glued to the metal all the way down it. So it's really, really secure on here, which is, if you're going to be driving it down the road, either on the interstate or back roads or, 60 miles an hour, this thing needs to be attached. And it is, well, you can see it's welded to the top, and then we put a Flex Seal on top of all the weld, and we've filled in all of the areas around where we might have had a little bit of a gap with spray foam. So it's all covered up, and it's going to be airtight, and everything's going to be good. So what we've got to do is we've got to get electric run right back here next to this panel. We're going to put where our electric will actually go out and plug into our generator that will be on the Redneck Hot Tub Trailer, which go back and watch that episode if you haven't. This is what the Redneck Hot Tub Trailer looks like. You should definitely go look at that episode. That's a lot of fun. So we got to put in a light switch here, and then a switch electrical plug right about there for the TV. We've got a 32-inch, not a 32-inch, but a 28-inch TV flat screen that's folding out from that wall. And then we'll put another electric cord over there to have a charging port. And then we're going to have lights in the overhead here, dimmable LED lights that are going to be electric, that are going to be in the overhead here. So we're going to get those all set up and working. And then we'll also pull a couple of 12-volt lights up here too. So if for any reason the electricity goes out, we'll have 12-volt lights up here as well. So that's what you looks like up here. And again, I'm standing in the middle of the sunroof, and it's plenty big. I'll probably go ahead and take this sunroof completely out. It'll buy us another, I don't know, 1.5, 2 inches. And, so you could be pretty big and still get up here. You can push your way up here pretty easily. And then, like I said, we'll get the bed put in. We'll get the walls put in. We'll get the insulation put in. We're doing spray foam and foam board insulation up here. And we'll get all that done. Hopefully get it all done in this episode. So y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on.
I got a call from Chad. Said he's building something bad. I said, I hope it's not illegal. And he said, hell no, son. Come on over and have some fun. Said, I'll meet you down at the shop. And when I got there, he said, this is what we got. We're pulling a redneck hot tub trailer behind a Lincoln Log Cabin Limousine for the Poverty Tour. 2020 says they don't like it. I don't give a shit. Down at the Whiskey Gas Garage, me and Chad, we're getting on. The sun goes down, we're working on it. I said, when are we going on tour? And he said, as soon as we get it out the door, we're pulling a redneck hot tub trailer.
Now you can kind of see what direction we're going here. So we put all more hurricane straps than a hurricane needs. I don't know what I'm expecting, but I want to go 80 miles an hour down the interstate in this thing. So I'm going to put as many hurricane straps as I want to put, and y'all can just mind your business. So we're going to continue to do hurricane straps and get those done. Then we're also going to be continuing to work on the glue. If you notice, we glued every seam between our roof and our roof line up there. So all of our joists and roofs we wanted to make sure that those were all completely filled in all the way around. And then we drilled holes around all our electric, because we're only going to have one wall with electric. It'll come in like we talked about in the back. It'll scoot up the side here. There'll be a light switch. There'll be a switch there for the TV plug. And then up front, there'll be a switch, another just plug to charge your phones and that kind of thing, and their tablets, laptops, whatever. And then there'll be 4 lights on this wall, every other pillar. So those will be our 6-inch LED can lights. They'll be dimmable by a switch that's up there by the head of the bed. So when you get up in the morning, you want to turn your lights on, you can do it. But if you're down here at this end, you want to turn them off, you just hit a switch. So that's what's going on. Y'all hang in, hang out, hang on. It's time for some insulation.
Down at Whiskey Gas Garage, there's a man named Chad. He's got a vision some might call a little mad. A Lincoln Town car, white as snow, with a log cabin on top, ready to go. Chickens in the backseat clucking with glee. Oh, Chad, what a masterpiece we see. It's the Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Limousine, rolling down Route 66, a sight to be seen. Pulling that redneck hot tub trailer behind. The Poverty Toe, the torty sit at, one of a kind. Logs are stacked high, windows framed with care. A rocking chair roof, he's got style to spare. The wheels might creak, but the ride's just fine, with chickens as his co-pilots, they're feeling divine. He's a pioneer, a highway Paul Bunyan, Route 66, never seen this kind of fun. Man, steam rising from the hot tub in tow. The chickens squawk, but they love the show. It's the Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Limousine, rolling down Route 66, a sight to be seen. Pulling that redneck hot tub trailer behind. The Poverty Tour, Tornator says, one of a kind.
I realize it looks a little bit cobbled together, and it is because we haven't put it in any of the boxes yet, but I like to put all my lights in. I like to put all my electric runs in and test them before I start on my siding. I like to know that everything works and everything works the way it should. So we've got our foam, we've got our foam board, we've got our bat, we've got all manner of insulation. If it can be insulated, we've certainly insulated it. And as we go around the inside here, well, I've got our 4 big 6-inch well lights that'll be coming in there. And then back here, we've got our main power panel run right there, where our main power will go out of the back, and then we'll be good to go. We'll set all these other pieces in place out there. We've got our plugs set up, so everything should be about ready to do a little bit of work on. So we got some siding to put in. We got log siding, and then on top of that, we're going to put in the white beadboard wainscoting on the ceiling and on the top of the walls. And so y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on.
Whiskey gas garage, sheds grinning ear to ear. Got a white stretch Lincoln Park, been sitting there for years. Says why not stack some freedom right on top of this big old ride. He's building a log cabin on that luxury land yacht's high. Log cabin limousine, rolling down Route 66. Poverty Tour 2026. $5 dreams and a long shot wish. Buy a little hope and a gasoline kiss. Log cabin limousine. He's got 2x4s and cedar where the luggage rack should be. Front porch swing above the driver, rocking over I-40. Hand-painted sign on the bumper that you can read from outer space. $5 a raffle ticket, help a hero in this place. He's live on YouTube, waving sawdust in his hair. Facebook stream is shaking, folks are tipping from everywhere. He says, I'm giving this thing away, every last plank and chrome door handle. All that cash goes straight to wounded warriors who still carry Cabin Limousine. Down at Whiskey Gas Garage, Ched's grinning ear to ear. Got a white stretch Lincoln Park, been sitting there for years. Says why not stack some freedom right on top of this big old ride? He's building a log cabin on that luxury land yacht's high. Log cabin limousine rolling down Route 66. Poverty Tour 2026. $5 dreams and a long shot wish. Buy a little hope and a gasoline.
Let's take a quick look at what we've been doing here, because we've been doing stuff. So we've got some walls in. This is that white wainscoting beadboard. It's an MDF product. It's pretty good for this application. Now, it ain't done. We don't have the boxes in for our electrical, but we do have the lights, 3 of the porthole lights run in there that we were going to put in. Back walls in. Then we come down the side here, we're in all on this side. And so the bottom are the 2-seaters, so 18 inches up from here to here, and then another 16 almost up to there. So we're about 34, 35, 36 inches-ish, But this is what it's going to look like. The mattress will be back there. Right here where my hand is, there'll be a nice little area to push up on. It'll be wooded and very nice. Same way with behind the sunroof. We still got to put the insulation in there. We got one more piece to cut for here. We have a light switch with a dimmer that goes in right there. And then as we move this direction, I've got to fill in the rest of all this insulation. And then there's another plug that goes in right back here. And that will be for the heating and air conditioning that will go in that opening right there, along with a small 12x16 window. So this is where we are to date. And it's coming along. Tons of finish work to do now. I'm a rough carpenter and I'm a finish carpenter, and we'll carpent some. We'll do that carpenter thing. We'll put trim on it. We'll put cord around. We'll put edging. We're going to put some pictures, probably a set of deer antlers. Why not? It's a cabin, Lincoln Log Cabin. I bet Abraham Lincoln had his first deer he ever killed hung up. I don't know if I'll do that or not, but we'll. The first deer I ever killed was with a dart. That was a 67 Dodge Dart Swinger with a slant 6, but I killed it deader than hell. So y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
St. Louis for a bill that you're gonna wanna see. There's whiskey, gas, garage, and snack town, garage, and gun, there's treasury. Old junk and a dog, and toss a coin to your tech guy. And send us to Motorsports, seeing Neville, Jim, and Ryan's garage. All men on the poverty tour. We're putting it down, laying it down, spinning them wheels, we're bringing them round, running them drills, pounding the ground, putting it down, laying it down.
Hey, I want to give you guys a quick walk around what we've been up to here. So we've got our 4 porthole lights in. We've still, listen, we haven't got all our trim up. We haven't got all our edges filled in or anything like that. But the inside's coming along. Ceiling's up. The walls are up. We've just got to, again, get the trim in, get some painters, caulk in here. I said caulk. And then do some painting, get the electric wrapped up. And then as we come around to this back wall, we've got our window in up here. We've got our air conditioner and heater mounted up here. And we got to get this back wall. We got to get the insulation stuffed in it. And then we'll get this back wall done up pretty as a picture. And then we should be in pretty good shape. So what's happening here is, again, we've done this white beadboard all along the walls above where the 2 layers of cedar log siding go. This is the same log siding, again, that's on the outside. So super lightweight materials. And then the ceiling, which is going to be, I've got a surprise for you what we're going to do with the ceiling. And no, it's not mirrors. Get out of your own dirty minds. But we are going to do a pretty cool thing with the ceilings. But we've got a lot of work to do before we get to that point. And get the bed brought up in here and then get the platforms built. It's going to be a super cool buggy. So we have gotten this far. We're going to keep plugging along. Y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on.
Yeah. Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Living room limousine. Started out as a pipe dream. My wife screamed, not another old limo, you don't need more. It only took one stop, that's all I got. Cause I met a guy named Chad at Whiskey Gas Dodge, and I heard the word limo and he was all in. He's a dog and no junk, and a dog was the shop. Said he knew a guy named Sinester. His mama named him Kevin. Sinester was his motorsport. Said he knew a guy named Gunther. He was also all in. He called his shotgunners lingerie. He knew a tech guy named Joel. He worked at OBS shipyard. Said toss a coin to your tech guy. So I did, and he did. We did it. We built it. You can see it for yourself on the poverty. Only 2 seats. You can see it for yourself on the roof. 6 to 6. You can see it for yourself on the poverty. 12 8 2 seats. You can see it for yourself on the roof. 6 to 6. It's the Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Living Room Limousine. 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 Yeah! Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Living Room Limousine. 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 And as I said, it started out as a pipe dream. But after that first guy, they just started showing up. There was Scott at Wandering Iron, Chad at Whiskey Gas. Through your average in the region, all Chad, not Chad. 2, 3, 4, 5. They all showed up, they all showed out. They brought all the hardware, and they brought all the hardware. And I brought all the hardware. And it was kind of an assembly line of ridiculousness. And when it was done, we knew we had done it. We knew we had built it. And now we're gonna take it. On the poverty too, the Sooty to a you can see it for yourself. On Route 6. And you can see it for yourself. On the poverty tour, 20, you can see it for yourself. On Route 66. It's the Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Living heads grinning ear to ear. Got a white stretch Lincoln Park, been sitting there for years. Says why not stack some freedom right on top of this big old ride. He's building a log cabin on that luxury land yacht's high. Log cabin limousine rolling down Route 66. Poverty Tour 2026. $5 dreams and a long shot wish. Buy a little hope and a gasoline kiss. Log cabin limousine. He's got 2x4s and cedar where the luggage rack should be. Front porch swing above the driver, rocking over I-40. Hand-painted sign on the bumper that you can read from outer space. $5 a raffle.
All right, so we know how to paint. And we've been painting. I'll tell you what, we got all the walls put in. We got all the caulk, I said caulk, put in. And we've got all the electric run. Our little lights are working here. They dim, they go bright. It's very exciting times here in the kingdom. We've got our window put in and our back wall. And there's our air conditioner and heater. And our window's open right now. And look at that big 360 there all the way around. And we've got paint. So you might be asking yourself, Chad, what made you choose that color paint? That's sure a fine shade of kind of edgy forest sage green. And because I had 2 quarts of paint in the basement left over from the old owners of the house, mix those two together, big bang boom. Bob's your uncle, there you go. I've got paint. That's the color of the walls. And then, of course, we went ahead and painted the ceiling, too. Yeah, I know it was white beadboard. I get that. But if you put white on it, I didn't like the texture. That eggshell just wasn't doing it for me. So I wanted sort of a semi-gloss on the ceiling here. And then, again, all of our electrics in. It's all working. I got to get all the plug covers and all that kind of stuff put in. Yeah, but she's coming along the way we kind of expected her to. Now, I'll go again. I think I know what you might be thinking right now. I'm a mind reader. How you going to get a mattress up there, Chad? The only hole that's left is the hole you're standing in, and we know it's not big enough to fit a mattress through, especially one that's 36 inches. There's, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 inches here and probably 30 across. And that's the room you have to get in and out of the Lincoln bedroom. And I got a trick for that. And we're going to show you that trick here in a few minutes. So lots of work to do still up here, fellers and ladies. We've got lots of work still to do. We've got to get the mattress in. We've got to build the platforms for here and for back here, where we're going to be able to keep stuff, storage and to push up on and all that kind of stuff. We got to get all that built. Then we got to decorate it. I've got to go thrift shopping to get some signs that say farm life or home or I don't know, honk if you love Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Living Room Limousines. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do, but we're darn sure going to do it. So y'all hang in, hang out, hang on. Let's see what's going to happen next. Hey, now that we have all the paintwork done on the inside, and I like that color green is going to grow on you, kind of like mold on a Honda Element. I think you know what I mean. Anyway, we've got to get out here. We got this last wall to put in to wrap up the outside, then tie up some little electrical things, connectors that are going to go in, plug into our redneck hot tub trailer, to our generator down there. So we got to put some J channel around that air conditioner, around that window, and then put those last probably 7 or 8 pieces of log in. So we get the log siding on the back, and then after all that, I think we might take her for a drive. But we also got to get the bed put in her, and we've got to get all the stuff upstairs done. There's secrets and magic fairy dust that we need to spread upstairs to make sure that all looks good. So we've got that to look forward to. So y'all stick with us, pitter patter. I'm going to get at her. Y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on.
Yo, Chad,
Yo, Chad at Whiskey Gas Garage, building a log cabin on top of a white Lincoln limousine. It's the Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Living Room Limousine, taking it on the poverty tour, 2026, 10, 66, R&9, OBF Shipyard, Old Drunk in the Dog, Sinister Motorsports, Gunners the Rides, we toss a quantity of tech guy. Yo, Chad at Whiskey Gas Garage, building a log cabin on top of a white Lincoln limousine. It's the Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Living Room Limousine, taking it on the poverty tour, 2026, 10, Route 66, 109, OBF Shipyard, Old Junk in the Dog, Sinister Motorsports, Gunners the Rides, we toss a quantity of tech guy. Yo, Chad at Whiskey Gas Garage, building a log cabin on top of...
And then just like that, it was done. I'll tell you what, that little J channel, a little cut around, a lot of trim, but we did buy the box for our plug-in that had J channel on it. So look at her now, all the way around. We've got logs 360 degrees around her here. I could see a big Whiskey Gas Garage logo down the side of that. Maybe even a invitation to check us out on the old YouTube. Then the front's got it done there. Just again, a little trim, a little caulk, you know, some of those things that you got to do from time to time just to make things pretty. And down this side with the ladder. Remember this one, this is the first side we did when we got started on her. But we walk all the way around her here. And then right back to the back. So she's a log cabin, boys, officially as she can be. Got logs all the way around her, every direction. We just got to do a little wiring to get that plug taken care of. And then time to put a bed in her. Y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on. Now you may be asking yourself, Chad, what in the wide world of sports, Blazing Saddles, is going on there? What is that? Well, that's the bed. That is the bed. That's how it shipped. That's how it came. And it said it shipped in a certain size, and that was the right size to get through the sunroof. So apparently they've decompressed all the air out of this bed because there's supposed to be a 7-inch mattress or 7 in man inches. It's supposed to be a 7-inch mattress. And it says, do not cut with sharp object. So I just went ahead and got a carpet knife. So we can try to get this thing opened and see what happens. Maybe it explodes. I don't know. It's supposed to be 36 wide, 76 long, I think. And you're not supposed to cut it with a sharp object. So let's get in here with a... Oh, it's got tape. Let's see how that tape goes. Now, if this thing blows up and you don't hear anything else from me, somebody call 911. Tell them there's a man in Berthoud, Colorado who's trapped in his Lincoln Log Cabin. They'll know which one. And he can't get out. So, well, I don't even know where to start with something like this. That seems the way of wisdom. We certainly won't punch any holes in it doing it this way. Let's see here. There's some... Oh, that's more tape. It may already be expanding. I don't know. Let's see here. Probably want it turned this way when I get it to where it's going to come free. I don't know. Let's see here. It's a lot of plastic. I don't know how they vacuum seal these things, but did I buy plastic or did I buy a mattress? I don't know. there's glue that holds the plastic on. Put that carpet knife down before. Maybe I ought to speed this up. You know, it's the older you get, the more you grunt. I don't know if it's just me getting old or if it's everybody getting old. But the more I grunt, the older I get. Uh-oh, I think we're getting to something here. I'm starting to see some. I know some of y'all are on the phone right now. You got the 9 and the 1 dialed in. Just waiting on the other one. Jiminy Cricket.
Hey, while I struggle with trying to get this bed open, why don't you guys make sure you get on there and get yourself a raffle ticket, because we want to send this buggy home with you. You could win it and we'll bring it right to your house.
Uh-oh, I'm touching fabric. Somebody needs to make a YouTube video on how to open these inside of a Lincoln Log Cabin. Because that seems like I know at least one person who would benefit from that. Ow. So as usual, we're going to do it the Whiskey Gas Garage way, which is whatever way we want to. Let's see here. I think I've got some mattress here. Good God, Gussie. Huh. Simple, like I said. I don't know how heavily I'm going to edit this, but I'll try not to look like a fool, or maybe I'll just show it all to you, because that seems the way of wisdom. Let's get rid of that. Make sure you use something dull when you're cutting it open. And let's take a look at her. We got a bed. The Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Limousine Living Room, or as I like to call it, the Lincoln bedroom. Let's turn the lights down. Oh yeah. Let's get a little cozy, folks. Oh, this is long. This is a big bed. And I'm not a skinny feller. No, I'm not a fat feller, but I'm not a skinny feller. And there's plenty of room for me. And there's probably plenty of room for Jamie. My good missus up here too. Now, whether or not I'm going to talk Jamie into going on the poverty tour of the Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Living Room Limousine or not. But if you're a big feller and you've got a big gal, there's room downstairs. You can sleep one upstairs and one downstairs, however you want to do it. Nobody gonna judge you. I'm damn sure not. So let's we've got a bed in the Lincoln Log Cabin Living Room Luxury Limousine with Love bedroom in the Lincoln bedroom, and that's a victory, boys and girls. So I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to go ahead and build our two decks on the inside here that are going to help us for storage and have a little floor up here. This is laying just right on top of the limousine, on top of the old roof of the limousine, because I didn't want to add any more weight up here than I had to. So we're using that as something else, and we got to get some blankets, and I got to find a blanket with chickens on it. So I got to get me a chicken blanket and some. I need something. I need a picture or two. You know what would really be good up here is if we had a TV. I'd like to have a TV up here. And I don't know how big a TV I could actually put up here. Clearly not very big. But by golly, I bet if we can find one, we can make it fit. Well, y'all hang in, hang out, hang on. We'll be right back. Well, guys and gals and super pals, we had the opportunity to take around the block. Just wanted to see how's the acceleration, how's the braking, is it going to stop? It probably should stop. Got to the corner there, and my neighbors stopped me, who are followers of the channel, as are most of the people on my street. They follow the channel. They were like, is this the first time it's been out? And I said, with everything in it, with all the logs on it and on the top, first time it's been out, but it accelerates well. I got it up to about 40 miles an hour, which is probably entirely too fast on these streets that say speed limit 25. And I was in a school zone, so that made it even better. But just look at us as we roll by here. There's the Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Limousine doing about 20 miles an hour down the road right there. Shout out to my good wife, Jamie, who did the little camera work there for me. I'll tell you what, this is what we did it for, and it's doing everything we paid it to do. Y'all need to have this at your house. Y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on. All right, welcome back. I guess it's time for a little storytelling. Now, I told you at the beginning of this episode, there was every chance in the world I was going to climb up here on this deck, and on the whiskey deck, I'm calling it because it's aptly named. That's good stuff. We're drinking Jack Daniel's Single Barrel today, the Single Barrel Jack. Now, we love to drink whiskey, and we love to build Lincoln Log Cabin living room limousines with love. You just saw us drive it, and that was literally the first test drive we've taken with everything on the top. Now, we don't have the bottom done yet. We don't have the kitchenette in and some of that work done, but we do have the entire upstairs completely done. There's a bed in there. There's a TV in there. There's all kinds of stuff that we're getting ready to show it to you here in just a minute. But before we did, I wanted to have a little story time with you because I've had at least a dozen comments over the last few weeks and said, Chad, are you really a professional wrestler? Was that you in the ring? I know AI's gotten pretty good. I don't know if it's got that good or not, but the fact is I am, and I was, and I guess I still am. So back in 1990, I was mustering out of the United States Coast Guard, 1991. It was after the Gulf War, and I had my GI Bill money, but, I'd already applied to go on to graduate school and all that kind of stuff. So I had my GI Bill money, and so what am I going to do with these dollars? I put them in, I'm going to take them out. I decided I would go to Slam U. Now, Slam U was a professional wrestling academy run by Dale TNT Mann. Now, Google him if you haven't, out of Jamestown, Kentucky. And he was a big-time professional wrestler back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way through the 90s. He was still wrestling, when he was in his 60s. But Dale was a good feller, and the man who taught me how to wrestle, him and Hitman Tony, Jimmy Stone were the instructors there at Slam U in Jamestown, Kentucky. But I decided to spend my money to go there because I decided I wanted to be a professional wrestler. And 8-year-old Chad, I'm about to tell you this story to finish that story. 8-year-old Chad wanted to do 4 things with his life. 8-year-old Chad wanted to be a rescue swimmer in the United States Coast Guard. I had seen a 60 Minutes episode because my parents watched 60 Minutes because everybody's parents watch 60 Minutes on Sunday night. I got to watch Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Now, some of y'all know what that is. And some of you are like, I don't know what that is. Google it. And then right after that, the human remote control, that would be me. I'd have to get it up and turn it from channel 27 to channel 36 so we could watch 60 Minutes. And watching 60 Minutes, they had this big thing on Coast Guard rescue swimmers. And I told my dad and my mom that I'm going to be a Coast Guard rescue swimmer when I got older. And you know what? I did. I went to Coast Guard Rescue Swimmer School. I jumped out of helicopters. I saved people in the water. And that was one of 8-year-old Chad's things he wanted to do. Now, the second 8-year-old Chad thing, I wanted to be Buddy Rich. Now, if you don't know who Buddy Rich is, that's okay. Not everybody's a drummer. But Buddy Rich was a drummer. I saw him on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. So, again, I'm aging myself. And, man, could he play. His hands and feet moved so fast, and he just looked like he was up there having fun. So I decided right then and there I was going to be a country and a touring. I was going to be a country drummer in a touring band, and I got to do that many times over. My very first band I played in, I was 14 years old. I was playing in bars in Kentucky called the Last Chance Tavern, and back then the Madison County was dry, but the city of Richmond was wet. So the last bar before you went into the county line was called the Last Chance Tavern. And at 14 years old, I was the drummer in the Country Express band. And everybody in that band, I was 14, they were all in their 40s and 30s, and everyone was passed on now. God rest them. But I got to play drums in that band in a bar. That's what was my high school job. So when you ask me what you do in high school, Chad, I worked at a bar. Playing music, making $25 a night, 2 nights a week, and did it for 3 years. But got to tour with several bands throughout my career. Most notably, you met Gene Brock a couple episodes back. Toured with him in Whiskey River. Toured with the Whiskey Wranglers. Played with the Canyon Mountain Band. Opened for Alan Jackson 2 days after my son was born back in 2005. So that was the second thing that Chad wanted to do, 8-year-old Chad. The third thing is Chad wanted to be a televangelist. Now, I had the spirit that moved me back when I was a little fella, and I went to the Cedar Grove Baptist Church back then, and we thought it was big back when I was 8 years old. I turned 8 years old in 1976, and we had just got plumbing in the church in 1976. And I thought that was the greatest thing ever was. And I decided I wanted to be a televangelist. I watched Brother Furman, and he'd get up there and he'd get to sweating, and he'd sweat through one jacket, and then he'd bring another jacket out, and he'd sweat through that jacket. And he'd be like, never give in to that sin and temptation. Just keep striving for that perfect feeling over the distant horizon, brothers. And we got to dancing and jumping around. We were a Southern Baptist church, but that just means that we weren't allowed to make love standing up because people might think we were dancing. But we did get to that point in Southern Baptist church where we waved at one another in liquor stores. So, good things. I wanted to be a televangelist, and I spent a lot of time, as you guys know, working and living in Haiti. And when I'd come home, I'd have to go to all these churches and give speeches about what we're doing in Haiti to help try to raise money. And I got to live my televangelist dream by getting in front of at least 100 churches and preaching the gospel according to St. Chad. I had my own way of doing things, and I was telling stories, and we'd get a lot of amens and a lot of hallelujahs and a few hell yeahs. So it was been an interesting combination, being a drummer, being a rescue swimmer, being a televangelist. But the fourth thing that I really wanted to do is I wanted to be a professional wrestler. We got Memphis Wrestling when I was in, every Saturday at noon, we got to watch Memphis Wrestling. And then Saturday at 11:30 at night, we got to watch ICW. So Memphis Wrestling, that was Jerry the King Lawler, Bill Superstar Dundee, and Dutch Mantel. And then at night, it would be ICW Wrestling, and that was Randy Macho Man Savage and Leaping Lanny Poffo and George Weingroff and George the Animal Steel. And I just knew that I was going to grow up to be a professional wrestler. So when I got out of the military, and I had a few months there before I had to go to school, to grad school, I spent some money. I spent some of your money. Thank you, taxpayers, back in the late 80s and early 90s. I spent some of your tax dollars on my GI Bill to go to Slam U and became a professional wrestler, and became one of the biggest heels in the southern United States. Jimmy two times, so nice you say it twice. Now, he was a bad guy. Wrestled in a full tuxedo, had the championship belt. My finishing move was I hit people with a chain. I mean, I was a bad guy. I used to wrap a dog chain around my hand and hit them with it, and got so much fun. But got to be a heel, and I always, he was yelling at the crowd saying, the first thing you need to do is go back to your public housing project or your trailer park or whatever hovel cave you crawled out of, and ask your mama who your real daddy is, and tell them to go pick up the government cheese because it's Saturday. Oh man, they hated me. I did a show in May of this past year, and I was in North Carolina, and this is after Hurricane Helene. This is in one of those towns in North Carolina that completely got wiped out by Hurricane Helene. The first thing I did was come in and say, the best thing that ever happened to this town was Hurricane Helene. It rolled through here and did $100 million worth of improvement to this trashy place. Oh my God, I thought I was going to get shot in the parking lot after the show, which means I was doing exactly what I was supposed to do. And as much fun as Jimmy Two Times had all these years, I had probably 30 masked characters. I mean, I was the North Korean dragon, Hu Flung Poo. And then I was Walmart Wally with his tag team partner, Mark Down Mark. And then I was one half of the masked New Age Assassins, Corporal Chaos, the Japanese connection. I went under a hood and did more jobs and made more good guys look fantastic than any wrestler in history. I used to wrestle 3 times in one show. Jimmy Two Times would wrestle, and then I would come out as the North Korean dragon, Hu Flung Poo, which is, by the way, Kim Jong-un's favorite wrestler. And then I would come out later as Walmart Wally in a tag match. One night in Harlan, Kentucky, I lost 3 times. Jimmy Two Times lost the Southern Heavyweight Championship, and then Hu Flung Poo lost, and then Walmart Wally took the pin in a tag match. So, being a professional wrestler has been in my bones since I was 8 years old, and I'm 58 now, so 50 years. I'm celebrating 50 years of wanting to be a wrestler and 30 years of getting to be one. It was one of the biggest pleasures and thrills of my life, getting in that ring, and just doing it, less than a year ago at my age. I felt it. I might still be feeling that match from 8 months ago, but if a promoter called tomorrow and said, Jimmy Two Times, we need you back in the ring, I'd run back in the ring. The same way that if Uncle Sam called and said, we need a old, slow Coast Guard rescue swimmer, I'd jump back in the water tomorrow. I'd jump back in the pool pit if I had to. And you've already seen me last May. I was on the road with my band, the Whiskey Wranglers. We did 18 dates across from Colorado all the way to South Carolina. So 8-year-old Chad is alive and well. And yes, I was a professional wrestler. And yes, it was some of the best memories of my life. I made friends there that I'll have for a lifetime. The same way that I made friends on the Poverty Tour last year and all those guys, and the same way that I look at everybody who subscribes to my channel. I can't thank you enough for being a part of what we're doing here at Whiskey Gas Garage, which is mostly drinking whiskey. Oh, that was a 3-gulper, boys. That was probably one more gulp than I should have had of the single barrel. That's sipping whiskey. I'm gulping it like I've got good sense. So, without any further ado, I think it's time to tuck it up here and take a look inside the Lincoln Log Cabin bedroom at what we've done. I'll tell you, we're proud of it. We're proud of what we've got accomplished here. Now, it's not done yet. We've still got lots of work to do on it, especially in the downstairs, and we got to put the hitch on for the redneck hot tub trailer. Probably by the end of February, we'll have it all completely done, because we got to start taking it to car shows and selling tickets. And but we'll have it all done by the end of February. And we appreciate y'all being along for the ride. Y'all hang in, hang out. That was a mistake. And hang on. Well, here we are, bigger than Dallas. We've got a couple of little things hung up. Our mattress, it fits perfect. Sheets and pillows, and that's my grandma's old quilt. Granny would be happy that I'm having some farm charm. Got our lights on. We're watching the A-Team on Pluto TV. Yeah, our TV folds in and turns around and does all the things that you'd want a TV to do. Plus, it locks and snaps into place, so you don't have to worry about it when you're driving. We're going to get a few more little pictures and whatnots and knickknacks. We built us our little decks all around here. Our deck going back here, our AC and heater. We got our window open. It's 55 degrees in Colorado today. And we've got all the plug-ins fixed for it. And then as we go around, there's our chicken. We got to have a place to hang our hat. And that would be the ideal place when you come up here into the Lincoln Log Cabin Living Room Luxury Limousine with Love. Guys, we have come a long way in this episode. We're gonna call this one right here. We've got the entire upstairs done, and hell, I might even come out here and spend the night tonight. I haven't decided yet. It seems like it'd be an appropriate thing to do. Hey, stay with us, because on the next episode, we're going to start with the basement. The downstairs. The actual living room limousine part of it. We're going to start building the kitchenette. We've decided to do all of our kitchen in red. A red refrigerator and a red microwave and a red Instapot, and it should be very exciting. So, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We went from bare stud walls. Look at these bare stud walls. Look at those. That's where we started the episode, and this is where we are now. We are enjoying the Lincoln Log Cabin Luxury Living Room Limousine. Y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on. Don't be chicken.
Well, if your ride's broke down and looking sad, got a clunker car, it's just plain bad. Don't you fret, don't you worry, don't you sass. Just bring it on down to Chad's Whiskey Gas. He's Chad, he's wild, he's got the speed.